Something deeply unsettling happened in France last weekend. The French government sponsored a massive parade called Gate of Darkness. Officially, it was described as art, but witnesses reported imagery that looked nothing like a cultural event. The event didn't look like a normal art function. It instead looked like an open-air demonic invocation. 15-foot hybrid monsters, a floating altar carrying a horned figure labeled Lilith, a Minotaur Baal float reenacting child harm scenes, upside-down crosses, pentagrams, black-robed performers chanting reversed Latin phrases, and over 1 million people, including children, were watching. It felt like something was off, deeply off, especially because the country's First Lady, Macron, was sitting in the VIP section, wearing a custom black and red gown embroidered with the same serpent Lilith sigil displayed on the main float. Was this really art, or a public occult ritual disguised as culture? According to numerous pictures and videos shared online, the event showcased towering biomechanical creatures that seemed deliberately modeled after Genesis 6 and Nephilim imagery. The giant, demonic, mystical hybrid beings, half human, half beast, half machine. The centerpiece was a horned, red-eyed Lilith idol, presented as a liberated goddess, carried by dancers with androgynous, Baphomet-inspired costumes. The most alarming float, as described by critics across social media, was the Baal tribute, a giant bull-headed creature beside a labyrinth stage where performers in goat masks symbolically laid a child mannequin at its feet. Observers immediately connected this to the ancient worship of Baal and Moloch, the very rituals that involved symbolic child offerings. In the Quran, it is clearly mentioned several times how nations before were destroyed for following the false gods, especially of the idol Baal. Do you call upon Baal and leave the best of creators? Even the figure Lilith, often described in occult traditions as Adam's alayhis salam wife, Hawa alayhas salam, who rebelled against God and became the mother of demons, is not merely a mythological symbol. This is according to the occult traditions. In Islam, however, both Adam alayhis salam and Hawa alayhas salam hold very high and special status. In modern occultism, she represents rebellion against divine order. Therefore, placing such a figure at the center of a government-funded parade naturally raises questions about the intended message. The symbolism behind this demonic art presentation seemed deliberate. Too deliberate. The Lilith sigil embroidered on Macron's gown, the bull-headed Baal float, the child harm upside-down crosses, the 666 designs, the Baphomet-style dances, and the chants described as reversed Latin. Everything looked intentionally ritualistic, not artistic. The most shocking part is that all of this was funded and supported by the most important people in France, the ones who are among the Western leaders. What does it mean? It indicates that behind the scenes, some very dark practices are being carried out, and most likely, these elites are well aware of all of them. Allah says in the Holy Quran, Satan responded, "My Lord, for allowing me to stray, I will surely tempt them on earth and mislead them altogether." This open show of demonic art indicates that the elites of France wanted its population to be a part of this ritual. Behind closed doors, away from polished speeches and diplomatic smiles, people fear that powerful leaders may be influenced by ideologies inspired by Satan. Baal was an ancient idol whose worship occurred during the time of Prophet Ilyas, alayhis salam. The people of Prophet Ilyas, alayhis salam, did not heed the warning of their Prophet, alayhis salam, which led to punishment being sent to them by Allah. Allah says in the Holy Quran, "But they denied him, Ilyas, so indeed they will be brought for punishment, except the chosen servants of Allah." The rituals and worship of Baal still take place, but such rituals, symbolic or otherwise, used to take place behind closed doors. But now everything is shifting into the open. The brand Balenciaga was already all over the news for promoting creepy content to small children, and its name itself means Baal is God. And now this open show of demonic ritual just confirms this point even more. Why did France even say yes to this horrifying art show? Why not anything interesting like art sculptures that depict the history of France? The answer does indicate that yes, the parade was not just a cultural art show. This was a deliberate and very dark ritual instead of an art show. And this parade, with its obsession with Baal, Lilith, Nephilim, and sacrificial imagery, seemed like a public declaration of where the world is heading. When demonic symbolism becomes entertainment, when children clap for images modeled after Baal, and when governments fund events celebrating figures associated with darkness, it is time to wake up. This is no longer hidden. This is no longer subtle. The battle against Satan is now out in the open, and only those firmly grounded in faith will truly see what is unfolding. That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakum Allahu khairan.